So we were discussing about
movement
law of
along the
supply.
supply curve.
Okay, so movement along the supply curve we were discussing about. So can anyone say what is movement when it happens? What is movement along the supply curve and when it happens? Without wasting time, can anyone say? ऐसे कैसे चलेगा? Nobody knows what is movement along
Ma'am,
the
due to
supply.
change in its own price.
Exactly. ये बाकी सबको मालूम नहीं था क्या? Why you are reluctant to? This movement along the supply curve happens when it is due to the change in the given product, change in the price of the given product. That is being shown in the movement along the supply curve. So it results into two situations. What are the two situations? It results into this movement can be of two types. Yeah.
Ma'am, expansion and contraction.
Yeah, expansion and contraction. So expansion you have studied when due to the change in the price, if there is a increase in the quantity supplied, that is expansion. If due to the change in the price, so the change in the price may be decrease in the price. So if due to a change in the price, there is a fall in the quantity supplied, that is known as contraction. So instead of supply, sometimes I am saying demand. Please excuse me for that. Okay, so expansion and contraction. Expansion means due to the change in price, the supply is increased, and when due to the change in the price, the supply is decreased, or there's a fall in supply, that is known as contraction. So these two movements come under movement along the supply curve, and this happened because of only one factor, the change in the price of the given product. Given product means which product you are discussing about, or which product is there in your hand. That particular product price, that is the determining factor of the movement along the supply curve. So here you have seen in general what is movement along the supply curve. Now you have to, if the question is like explain expansion or explain contraction. So the question can be like explain the expansion of supply curve. What do you mean by the expansion in the supply curve? Or what do you mean by the contraction in the supply curve? In that case, you have to explain only that particular thing. And you just remember in that case, the supply curve, only the upward movement you have to show. Okay, there's a change in the price, that is increase in the price. So you have to show that increase in the price, then increase in the quantity. And then that arrow, upward movement arrow, you have to show. Then you have to explain this is expansion. And if contraction is asked in the same graph, you know how the supply curve is made. It's an upward slope. This is an upward sloping curve. In that curve, you show a downward arrow where the price falls. So show any fall in price at any level, 4 to 5 or 5 to 4 or 4 to 3 or 3 to 2, at any levels you can show it. So show a change in the price, that is a fall in the price. Due to that, there's a fall in the quantity. That thing you draw, and a downward arrow also you show, then you mark it's a contraction of supply. So these are the two movements along the supply curve. Okay, you want to see how it is being made? Anyone want to see? Then I will show you.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me. I doubt. Let me see. Can you see the graph?
Yes, ma'am.
See, look at it. So if the question is expansion in supply, I think it is clear to you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I think it is more clearer because I have converted the page into PDF. So I was feeling like it was not clear to you earlier. So I think it is more clear. Please suggest, is
Yes,
it more
ma'am.
clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, expansion. What is expansion? So the question is only expansion is asked. You have to write what is expansion. Expansion in supply refers to a rise in the quantity supplied due to increase in the price of that commodity. Then other factors remaining constant. So that is the law of demand assumption. The other factors remaining constant. When there is an increase in price, if the supply also increases, that is referred to be an expansion in supply. So that increase that leads to an upward movement along the same supply curve. It is known as extension in supply or increase in quantity supplied also. So write the two other terms which is used for this. It is generally known as expansion, but it can also be called or it can also be known as extension in supply or increase in quantity supplied, right? Those two terms. Extension in supply or increase in quantity supplied. Then you just draw a, give an example, price 20, 25, quantity 100 and definitely 20 से ज़्यादा supply होगा 25 में, that you keep in mind. 20 का 100 है, 25 का 150 है. That is the schedule you have given here. So accordingly, you just draw this graph. यहाँ पर price 20 to 25, यहाँ पर quantity 100 to 150. So in the graph, y-axis gives you the price. So here in the question, you have only two prices, 20 and 25, and quantity 100 and 150. To show the expansion, we have to move from 20 to 25. Then 100 to 150 will be the result. So 20 से जब 25 में हो गया, it will come here. It will come here. So पहला वाला इधर बनाओ. So then show the expansion. Expansion, this in regular line and this is in dotted lines. So this is the expansion. 20 से 25 हो गया तो quantity यहाँ पर match करके देखना. ये 150 में आएगा. So this it is expanding from A to B. This is a movement. Then name the supply curve as S. Supply curve का name देना as S. So whenever you make a graph, the very important components are first of all you name it. इसका नाम दे देना. Here it is expansion in supply. That is the name heading. Then y-axis, x-axis. Y-axis depicts the price and x-axis depicts the quantity supplied. Then price लिखो 20, 25 and the quantity लिखो 100, 150. So as we are discussing about expansion, 20 से 25 हो जाएगा, 100 से 150 हो जाएगा. So the previous one regular line से पहले ही mark करके रखो, उसके बाद expansion दिखाओ. Then name the supply curve as S. Then this movement, this arrow from A to B, it is the upward movement, A to B. Show this arrow and name the, A and B, this point. Name these points, the movement, the shift, A to B. So that is expansion. Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Can we move to next?
Ma'am, just a second, please.
Okay, okay, okay. I will give you. So whatever is written here, all these things you don't want to. This is the explanation of this that you should write yourself. You have to understand and write and explain the graph yourself. Don't write this, no need. This you yourself have to do. Okay, done?
Yes, ma'am.
So only one is responding, that's why I'm moving according to her.
Yes, mom, done.
Okay, okay. Next is contraction. So इसका उल्टा contraction supply refers to the fall in the quantity supplied due to the decrease in price of the commodity. All these things you have to write to yourself. You have to understand and write. When there is, this is refers to the decrease in the quantity supplied due to the decrease in the price. So पहले जो लिखा ना उसको उल्टा करना है. जो एग्जाम्पल 2015 में आ गया 20 में ज्यादा क्वांटिटी सप्लाइड 15 में कम क्वांटिटी सप्लाइड okay and the graph will be like this y axis x axis 20 और 15 करो पहले वाला 20 में रेगुलर लाइन बनाओ because we have to show contraction or 50 में 70 दिखाओ then A to B here this one is A and this one is B make the point पहले जो लिखा था ये A था ये B था now this is the previous position that's why we are naming this particular point as A and this is B so there is a downward arrow that is contraction and this contraction is also known as decrease in quantity supplied. That you write. Rest of the things you will do yourself. Understand and do it yourself. It is also known as decrease in quantity supplied. You can take a screenshot also. Over.
I'm just a second.
Okay. We will move to the next shift. Shift in supply curve. You know what is how does the shift happens? You know it because if you know shift in demand curve, you can say what is shift in supply curve. What is shift in supply curve? What is the reason for shift in supply curve and what is shift in supply curve? Bolo? Try. You know the answer.
Ma'am, what?
What is the reason for shift in supply curve?
Ma'am,
Ma'am, the supply curve shifts when there is a change in the other factors as well.
Exactly. So when there is not as well, there is change in other factors, what happens? Shift in supply curve happens. So here, in the previous case, we take into consideration only the price of the given product. It increases and decreases. So whenever there is a change in the other factors, it results into a shift of the supply curve. Shift means a change in the position. What do you mean by shift? Change in the position. In this case, the change in the position is not happening. This is in the same line. It is, I mean, only moving upward and downward in the same line. But shift, you know, the meaning is it is changing the position. So shift happens when a change in the other factors happen. So shift in supply curve means when there is a change in the quantity supplied due to the change in the other factors. That is known as shift in supply curve. I repeat, when there is a change in the quantity supplied due to a change in any one or all, it can be a change in any other factors other than the price. There are many other factors other than the price, like price of related goods. So many things you have studied. Okay, so all those things, when there is a change in all those things other than the price, when there is a change in the other factors, what happens? Shift happens. That means it's changed the position. What changed the position? The supply curve changed the position. So we have drawn the supply curve in the early case, I mean, keeping the other factors constant. The assumption was keeping the other factors constant in the law of supply. But actually, the other factors have a very good influence. It has a very large influence on the supply curve. You have seen what are the other factors. What are the other factors? Other factors kya hai? Change in the supply. What are the determinants of supply? If you
Number
don't
of
study the
firms,
previous
Price of
topic,
it.
future
बोलो
expectation,
बेटा. Yes.
ma'am, means of
Ma'am,
transportation and
Change in the
commission.
price of other.
policies, state of
Yes.
technology,
Yes. Change in taxation policy of the government. Change in the goal or objective of the firm. Change in the numbers of the firm. All these are the other factors. If any change happens, one of these factors or all of these factors or some of these factors, it will affect the supply curve. It will shift the supply curve. The supply curve changes position. That is known as shift in supply curve. So you can write, when supply of a commodity changes due to change in any factor other than the on price of the commodity. Due to change in any factors other than the on price of the commodity or the price of the given good. It is known as change in supply. It is known as change in supply. The other one is known as change in quantity supply. Don't get confused. Confusing here. One is change in quantity supplied and this one is known as change in supply. Change in quantity supplied को हमेशा price के साथ जाता है. Change in supply all factors के साथ जाता है. So don't get confused. Change in quantity supplied means price. Change due to price. Change in supply means change due to other factors like change of other goods, change of technology, change of goal of the firm, change of taxation policy, so on and so on. Change the future expectation. Due to all these factors also the supply changes. So that is known as shift, change in supply. That's known as change in supply or shift in supply. Shift, you know, as you have seen in demand curve, it may shift upward or may shift downward. When it shifts up, sorry, I said upward, it's incorrect. It is shift rightward or leftward, not upward. Upward is a movement, right? So it shifts rightward or leftward. When there is a rightward shift, there is an, yeah, complete the sentence. Then there is a rightward shift, there happens what? Rightward shift के साथ supply को क्या हो
Increase in
जाता है?
supply,
rise in the
Supply increases. When there is a rightward shift, increases, the supply increases. And when there is a leftward shift, supply decreases.
decrease in supply.
So the same way we have studied in the demand curve. Okay. So here I will show you the graph. I hope you can see it. Shift in supply curve. As usual, in the y-axis there is price and the x-axis there is quantity supplied, and this S is your actual or original supply curve. This S is your original supply curve. When there is a shift or increase in the supply due to other factors, it takes a rightward shift. That means S1. राइटवर्ड शिफ्ट लेने से देखो क्वांटिटी ज्यादा है, राइटवर्ड शिफ्ट लेने से क्वांटिटी सप्लाइड इज मोर, लेफ्टवर्ड लेने से क्वांटिटी सप्लाइड इज लेस. Okay, it become less. So it takes a rightward shift, then it is called increase in supply. And it takes a leftward shift due to some other factors, the quantity supplied may decrease. That case it takes a leftward shift, that is decrease in supply. So these two movements are called either increase in supply or decrease in supply. The rightward movement is increase in supply and the leftward movement is decrease in supply. So here it's the original S. So the rightward supply S1, this is the increase in supply, and the leftward supply decrease, that is S2, this is the decrease in supply. So that is how you will represent the shift in supply curve. Okay, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that's it, shift in supply curve. This is also known as change in supply. So two words yaad rakhna. This is change in supply, that is other goods ka effect, and price का effect, change in quantity supply. कभी कभी मतलब एक confusion रहता है, but have to remember like this. Change in supply is due to other factors. Change in quantity supplied is due to the change price of commodity. So here, change in quantity supplied is due to the change in the price of the given commodity. So here, change in supply happens because of the change in the other factors, isn't it? Change in supply occurs due to change in the factors other than price. And this leads to a shift in the supply curve. And the shift can be a rightward shift and leftward shift. And rightward shift is known as increase in supply, and the leftward shift is known as decrease in supply. See how beautifully it has been represented in a flow chart, in a diagram. Everything. Change in supply occurs due to change in factors other than price. Okay, and this leads to shift in supply curve, and the shift can be rightward shift or leftward shift. Rightward shift is known as increase in supply, and leftward shift is known as decrease in supply. Okay, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now take a screenshot if you want, and I want you to listen it, understand it, and do it yourself. This also, you can take a screenshot of this, read it, understand it, and do it yourself. So as I said, there is no continuation of microeconomics in the next year, but this give you the skill or the skill to understand how you can represent things in the form of a diagram. And when you see a diagram or graph, how to represent it, how to interpret it, all this skill you will develop in this year with this graph and all. So next year in macroeconomics, it's full of graphical representation. Okay, so these are very like a small examples of very sorry, not small, simple examples of graph. So here you get a platform for the initial things you can understand, the skill to interpret the graphical representation. How you will how you will interpret this graph? You will write in the y-axis the prices are given, in the x-axis the quantities supplied are given, the prices given in the y-axis and quantity supply in the x-axis, and the original supply is SS, that's an upward sloping line, this is SS, and when there is a shift, rightward shift due to increase in supply, that is depicted through the S1 line, S1 curve, and when there is a change in the supply, decrease in the supply, it moves leftward, and that particular decrease in supply is depicted by S2 supply curve. So likewise, you have to interpret the graph. Okay. So there is change in supply. So as in the previous case, it can be asked separately also what is increase in supply and what is decrease in supply. In that case, both the graphs were given together. अभी इसको अलग अलग बनाने के लिए देखो इसमें दोनों दिया है, इसको कैंसिल करके ये दोनों बनाओ तो क्या बन जाएगा इंक्रीज इन सप्लाई, और इसको कैंसिल करके ये दोनों बनाओ ओरिजिनल और डाउनवर्ड लेफ्टवर्ड बनाओ वो हो जाएगा डिक्रीज. दैट्स ऑल इन इंक्रीज इन सप्लाई एंड डिक्रीज इन सप्लाई. What is increase in supply? Increase in supply due to rise in the supply. Increase in supply is refers to the rise in supply due to other factors, due to any other factors other than price of the commodity. Due to any other factors other than price of the commodity. Original SS line banana, then S1 bana lena. और price देना 20. देखो price remaining unchanged. So that is the thing you have to understand here. See the example. Here the price is 2020 itself, but supply has increased. That shows the supply has increased due to some other factors. This itself will give you. So example में अगर तुमने इधर 2025 लिखा, that shows you don't have the basic knowledge. What is increase in supply? Here the price remain constant. And in the previous case, expansion contraction में हमने price को चेंज किया, बाकी सारे फैक्टर्स को कांस्टेंट रखा, और यहाँ पर अपन प्राइस को कांस्टेंट रखेंगे, बाकी फैक्टर्स का हमें इन्फ्लुएंस देखेंगे. So here price remain constant, then also the supply increases 100 to 150. So that is due to because of the change in the other factors. So price remain constant here. 2020, and this shift has been because of in the change in the other factors. Okay, so that is increase in supply, and just like that, decrease in supply. Decrease in supply refers to a fall in the supply due to change in any other any factor other than the price. So यहाँ पर भी same example 2020 इसको उल्टा कर सकते हैं, 150 से 100 हो गया और 100 से 70 हो गया, price remaining constant. Original supply line, then leftward supply line, that is decrease in supply, price in the x-axis and quantity supplied in the y-axis. So that is decrease in supply. So this is increase in supply. Just like that, you can make the decrease in supply. Have to wait? Yeah, can we move to the next? By no response. Wait करना है क्या मुझे? Are you doing writing it? Yes or no?
Next.
Next we have a comparison. Movement along the supply curve versus shift in supply curve. So now you have studied what is movement along the supply curve and what is shifting cup supply curve. You yourself can differentiate it. Meaning, what is meaning of movement along the supply curve? Price factor. When the quantity supply changes, the change in price. That's the point that should come there. Change in price, keeping other factors constant, that is movement along supply curve. Shift in supply curve क्या है? When there is a change in the supply curve due to some other factors remaining the price constant, that is known as shift in supply curve. Now, the next is effect on supply curve. क्या effect होता है? What is the effect on the supply curve? There become either the upward movement or the downward movement on the same supply curve in this case. And what happens in shifting supply curve? It either rightward, it shift either rightward, that's increase in supply, or leftward, that is decrease in supply. So don't worry, you don't try to write it now, I will send it. Now you just understand. I will send it to you, promise. Okay, then reason for movement along the supply curve, it occurs due to increase or decrease in the price. Reason भी पता है, along supply curve क्यों होता है, price में change होता है, तो shift in supply curve क्यों होता है, due to other factors. Just read and understand. Don't write. I have sent it in your class WhatsApp. Okay, so movement along supply curve, meaning you know, effect on supply curve you know, and reasons you know. And what is change in quantity supplied and change in supply. पढ़ चुके हैं, what is change in quantity supplied. ये कहाँ पर आता है change in quantity supplied? प्राइस के साथ आता है कि other factors के साथ आता है? क्वांटिटी के
साथ आता है.
चेंज इन सप्लाई कहाँ आता है? अदर फैक्टर्स के साथ आता है. सो दैट इज द डिफरेंस, यू नो ऑलरेडी. मीनिंग क्या है चेंज इन क्वांटिटी सप्लाई? व्हेन देयर इज अ चेंज इन द क्वांटिटी सप्लाई ड्यू टू द चेंज इन प्राइस, इसको कहा जाता है चेंज इन क्वांटिटी सप्लाई. व्हाट इज चेंज इन सप्लाई? ड्यू टू द फैक्टर्स होता है चेंज इन सप्लाई. So all this you know, it's a repetition. What is the effect on supply curve? This basis, always see this basis. Okay, effect on supply curve क्या है? First one का effect क्या है? Upward movement and downward movement. Shift का effect क्या है? Leftward and rightward. Then reason for change in quantity supply क्या है? Price, decrease or increase in price. यहाँ पर reason क्या है? Decrease or increase or any change in the other factors. Any change in the other factors. So just like that, here another distinction: expansion in supply, increase in supply. Expansion is due to price factor. Increase is due to what factor? Other factor.
Other than price.
Expansion, yeah, other than price. वही याद रखना है और nothing else. तो अपने आप आ जाएगा. Meaning expansion in supply is increase in supply due to price. Increase in supply means increase in supply due to other factors. यहाँ पर एक एग्जाम्पल दिया है, टैबलेट प्रेजेंटेशन करके एक एग्जाम्पल दिया है. देखिए प्राइस 10 से 12 हो जाता है, सप्लाई 100 से 150. इंक्रीज इन सप्लाई में देखिए, यू नो इंक्रीज इन सप्लाई इज ड्यू टू अदर फैक्टर्स, सो प्राइस रिमेन कांस्टेंट. प्राइस को कांस्टेंट रखना और क्वांटिटी बढ़ा के दिखाना, दैट इज इंक्रीज इन सप्लाई, दैट इज इंक्रीज. Then effect on supply curve क्या है? Expansion, upward movement along the same supply curve. Upward movement होता है. Increase in supply, rightward movement. Rightward movement. You just remember that graph where all the three things are together. So if you visualize that, if you keep in mind that particular graph, you can explain this. Reason for expansion of supply, price. Increase in supply, other factors. factors. Okay, so that is expansion versus increase, and the next is contraction in supply versus decrease in supply. The same way you will do. Contraction in supply means decrease in the supply due to the change in price, or else you can say fall in price. Decrease in supply means decrease in supply due to the other factor. Then the example of tabular presentation. प्राइस चेंज करके दिखाओ, फॉल इन प्राइस दिखाओ 12-10. फॉल इन प्राइस से सप्लाई कम होता है, दैट इज वाई कॉन्ट्रैक्शन मींस कम हो जा रहा है, कॉन्ट्रैक्शन. सो 150 से 100 हो गया, सो दैट इज कॉन्ट्रैक्शन. और डिक्रीज, प्राइस रिमेन कांस्टेंट, अदर फैक्टर्स, वहां पर डिक्रीज दिखाना है बट प्राइस को डिक्रीज करके नहीं दिखाना है, प्राइस रिमेन कांस्टेंट, अदर फैक्टर्स हैव एन इफेक्ट ऑन सप्लाई. ओके, that is 150 से 100 हो गया. तो एग्जाम्पल थोड़ा समझ के लिखना. कॉन्ट्रैक्शन है तो सप्लाई कम दिखाना है. So in the first case it's due to the price, तो price कम करना तो supply भी कम होगा. And second case decrease in supply, supply यहाँ पर भी decrease होगा but price remain change because this happened due to the change in other factors. Contraction is a downward movement along the same supply curve. Decrease in supply is a leftward shift. It is a leftward shift. That is effect on supply curve. This reason, this is due to the price change. This is due to the change in the other factors. That was a comparative study of all the concepts we have seen. I have sent a screenshot to you. You will definitely write all these in your notebook. Whatever I have taught you today. Expansion क्या है लिखना, उसका ग्राफ लिखना, ग्राफ बनाना. Contraction क्या है लिखना, उसका ग्राफ बनाना. Then shift in supply curve. All these shift is, if it is only shift, you have to show all the three, original and the two shifts. Then this diagram. After that, what is increase in supply? Only show the increase in supply. If decrease in supply is asked, you just have to show the original and decrease. So that's it. Then the difference distinguish between movement along supply curve and shift in supply curve. Change in quantity supplied and change in supply, expansion and decrease in supply, contraction in supply versus decrease in supply. So this supply portion is over. Okay, let me, supply portion is over now. Its theory portion is over. We'll do few numericals also, that problems are there about supply, elasticity of supply and all. So that we will